Weight behind a motion sponsored by Robert McClellan, backing the campaign against bowel cancer. It's a disease they call the silent killer, because although thousands die every year, it's still surrounded by taboos.
Bowel cancer is a serious killer. 18,000 deaths a year, and some of it at least preventable.
Scientists say bowel cancer can be treated, but prevention will be much more effective. Half the cases will be avoided if people ate a diet richer in fibre.
We know it's diet, and we know that the good things are high fibre, whether that's cereal, fruit or vegetables, fresh, frozen. And we know that fat's bad for you, and we know that too much of anything else, whether it's alcohol or whatever, is bad for you as well.
But most people don't know that, according to patient Kathy Richards, who's now recovered.
Bowel cancer is an older person's, or tends to be an older person's disease, and I think many people think, oh, it's just a sign of old age, change of bowel habits, and I think it's a pity, because they could, you know, maybe have it treated and live out their normal lifespan.
Whether MPs joining this campaign will make much difference remains to be seen, but almost anything is worth trying in the battle against a cancer that kills nearly 50 people a day, but which remains surrounded by taboos. Lawrence McGinty, ITN, Westminster.
We're all used to seeing children with Down syndrome living full, active and happy lives. In Russia, however, quite the opposite is true. The country's 30,000 children with Down syndrome are largely unseen, unheard and unloved. But now British charity workers are helping to change that attitude. For today's lunchtime report, Tim Rogers witnessed the contrast between the new approach and the disturbing and appalling conditions of the older institutions there.
Nothing like it has been seen in Russia before. A group of children with Down syndrome show what can be achieved with patience, love and care. An extraordinary notion to many Russians, even after the collapse of communism, in a country where Stalin's ideal of the perfect society meant there was no room for disability. As we discovered in this institution near St. Petersburg, many Down syndrome children are simply left to their fate. This little boy, Sasha, looks like a baby. In fact, he's 11 years old, suffering from a heart condition that for a normal child could be treated, but because he has Down syndrome, he's considered to be unworthy. Lena is 8 years old, abandoned by her mother at birth. For the want of basic surgery, she, like the others, has spent years confined to her bed. Roman is 16 years old, and he, like the rest of these children, is unlikely to live beyond adolescence. Downstairs in the dark, these children will live locked away for years, never being allowed outside. There are no toys, nowhere to play, and staff who can do little but keep them alive. It's thought there may be as many as 30,000 children like this living in similar conditions across Russia. But this man is attempting to set them free. Sergei Koloskov was a professional concert pianist. He gave up his career to look after his daughter Vera, born with Down syndrome 8 years ago. He showed me their cramped and shabby Moscow flat, which is also the base for the Down Syndrome Association, which he set up 5 years ago. It has limited government support, but he says if attitudes across Russia are to change, foreign aid is vital.
But Russia can do it only together with foreign countries. That's important. Human solidarity for children, that could be one of the things in the end of 20th century.
This unique play school already receives British support. It's a small start, but here Down syndrome children are integrated with ordinary children in an attempt to break down barriers.
Russians learn that children with Down syndrome, given a little bit of extra help, a bit of extra stimulation and love and care, can develop as well as ordinary children.
This is the message that is slowly getting across. Images like this are still very new here, but they're beginning to gain acceptance.
So there is hope, and for these children, there's the prospect of a brighter future, of toleration, understanding, and care.
The question now is not if, but how long it will be before the rest of Russia's Down syndrome children can be brought out of the shadows. Tim Rogers, ITN, Moscow.
Well, now